Hey, what's up, everybody? Prospector here with Watcher of Realms. Today we're going to be checking out Dr. Van Helsing and seeing if he is worth the hassle to going to summon him. And if you did manage to get him, how to build him, how to use him, and showcase him a little bit. But anyways, without further ado, let's dig in. Alright, Dr. Van Helsing, of course. He's going to be a Nightmare Star Piercer faction. As far as a Nightmare AoE goes, for these Marksmen, I think he might be on the top end here. We're going to have Hatsuit, Dr. Van Helsing, and we also have Ryzen as well. But Ryzen is going to be a single target hero, so that's something to keep in mind. But if we go back in there, I don't think there's anybody else really sticking out that I can remember. No, there isn't. So we're looking at between him and Hatsuit, who's going to be the best. And a Hatsuit is definitely going to have like a higher burst of damage that happens. Van Helsing is really, really close. But here's the difference, okay? If you look at Van Helsing, he's going to have this massive range, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4 in front of him. And this is only without even being a piercer, without even getting the extended range. That's where he's sitting at. And that's kind of crazy. That's kind of unheard of in the Nightmare faction. I think people aren't really paying attention to that. HP is about 11k. Attack is sitting around 4k, so this is pretty decent. Attack interval is 3.5 seconds, a little slow, but it is an AoE marksman. That's usually typical of the AoE marksman category. And then we have rage regen auto at 14. Now we head over to the skills we have on the talent here. He has the ability to place out mithril bolts on his basic attack. When he gets 12 of those, he rapidly fires mithril bolts at targets in the basic attack range. Each bolt deals about 40% damage and inflicts mithril shrapnel, and the mithril shrapnel will do a bunch of AoE damage to 5 nearby enemies and also inflict vulnerability to physical damage. This vulnerability is huge, especially because he's doing physical damage, and then any allies that are with him that are doing physical damage are going to get an extra 20% boost essentially to their damage. So you could put him alongside physical heroes that are on the ground, put him in the background, attack from a distance, get those mithril shrapnels out there, and increase their damage as well by putting that vulnerability up. On top of it, he's going to be doing a lot of damage, unlike somebody like Ares or something like that. Under the basic attack here, he does 120% damage to 5 enemy units. On the Keen Insight, after each talent, special attack is triggered. When additional giant axe attack is triggered, deals 600% AoE damage to 8 enemies in range. And then Flame and Fury, giant axe attacks execute enemies with HP below 20%. Excluding elites and bosses, killing an enemy with the giant axe attacks and mithril shrapnel blast damage restores 50 rage to the hero. So if he's doing a bunch of AoE damage and say like anti-air arena or something like that, he's definitely gonna be coming back to his ultimate pretty quickly. I tested him in gear raid 118. He comes up back with about 50 to 60% after clearing one wave of enemies that come through. On the ultimate, when activated, gains 30% penetration and immediately triggers one talent special attack. Ultimate lasts for 25 seconds. During the ultimate, increases the giant axe attack's chance to ignite mithril shrapnel to 100%. Now, on the awakenings here, I haven't even got an awakening, but I'm going to showcase them at A0, and you guys are going to be pretty intrigued by what's going to be happening here. Awaken level 1, when enemies take mithril shrapnel blast damage consecutively within 5 seconds. Mithril shrapnel blast damage dealt to them increases by 20%. A little extra attack on the A2, ultimate duration plus 5 seconds on the A3. Things just a little extra damage here and there. During the ultimate, reduces attack interval by 30%, so he gets a little faster. And that attack interval by 30% is actually pretty insane, to be honest with you, to be able to do that. So if you can actually manage to get him A5, then you're talking about an insane AoE long distance marksman. On to the build here. Soulbound Arcana and Infernal Roar both are going to work, because on the ultimate here, essentially he's still doing those basic attacks, but they're just improved basically. He has 30% penetration and immediately triggers talents, so things are happening on the background, but it's still going to be the basic attack. And so Infernal Roar will work. Soulbound Arcana is going to work. Cataclysm is going to be a good set. Cataclysm would probably be a really good option, but I'm going to go with Soulbound Arcana. You're looking for attack bonus, attack speed, crit rate, crit damage. A flat attack is going to be good. Rage regen can be good. It really depends on where you're bringing them. In this case today, we're going to be showcasing him in Gear Raid 3 in the higher stages. So I put a little bit extra HP on him to kind of keep him safe. On the left side, you're looking at your typical quad rolls on the Wicked Vengeance, or looking for attack percentage, crit rate, crit damage, with HP percentage on Warlord. Artifacts. He does have his own artifact, Consecrated Edge. Increases damage by 25% during the ultimate reloads 4 mithril bolts when launching the giant axe's attack. So he kind of comes back with that full reload a little bit quicker, right? Alright, so that's pretty much the kit kind of rounded down. He is pretty cool looking. He kind of looks undead for Van Helsing, which is kind of weird. If you think about Van Helsing, he's more of like an alive dude. It really depends on what video or movie series you're watching, but typically he's alive or has some kind of ancient blood in him or something like that. But anyways, he does have the crossbow, he's got the good armor, he's got the weird hat, the weird cape, whatever. We're going on to showcase him in Gear Raid 3 today on stage 23. And we're going to really put him to the test here. So this is power dominance is off, so we're going to be able to go in there, and this is the team that I'm going to use. As you can see, I'm not going to be even bringing Erlong Shen with. I'm not going to pop that vulnerability on the boss. We're going to be bringing Sithra, who is at A5, and we're going to bring in Alora, who's at A3, and Silas at A5. This is kind of just to deal with the bosses. All I'm trying to do with the center and the right side is keep them clear so that we can see how well Van Helsing does on the left side. And he is going to stay at A0, but his artifact is maxed out and he has pretty decent gear. But anyways, let's get into it. Let's start the match here. Let me move over. There we go. All right. So first thing we're going to do, of course, is get our cost regen hero down so that we can start doing some, get some more cost back. We're going to place down Silas. And then as soon as Silas is ready, we'll activate him. We're going to place Sithra down as well, facing straight up. And remember, this isn't like a full guide for this. I'm mostly just trying to showcase Van Helsing, but I have to get this stuff cleared out. So we're going to put down Alora on the right side. And then we're going to place down Jiao Chen right here, facing up. Hopefully Sithra gets that boost, and she did. By the way, if you guys didn't know that, let me put it on 1x. When you place your inspiration heroes down that have invigoration or wings of grace sets on, if you target them in the direction of the hero that you want to have that buff, typically it'll land on that hero. So if I would have placed Jiao Chen to the left, there's a really good chance that Silas would have picked up that invigoration buff. That's why I did that. All right, so this first round we are going to activate Alora, try to take care of that guy. And as soon as Ireless is ready, we're gonna go ahead and place her down here facing right. We're gonna activate Sithra again. All right. That's why we activate Alora on the first run. Alora does have her exclusive gear on. She has the Watcher gear on as well. And she also has her exclusive artifacts. So there's a lot going on with Alora, and she's also A3 as well. So there's a lot going on over here with Alora to keep her to clear that. It takes a lot out of her. So anyways, so now we're gonna just kind of keep things rolling, keep doing damage. All right, Silas is gonna activate. We're waiting a little bit to place him down. His ultimate does come up pretty good at a really fast pace when you first place him. And that has to do with the initial cost that you have for, or initial rage on deployment. We wanna make sure that we can place him down, not let him get attacked, and then also place down Leia. So you wanna wait a little bit. All right, there's gonna be that. We're gonna place down Leia next to him. And I think it should be pretty good from here on out. We're gonna activate him. I'm gonna keep it on 1x and let you guys kind of watch while I try to pay attention here. Top left, you can see he's just doing loads of damage. When that axe damage comes out, everything happens. Bam, bam, bam. Big strike from the sky, no problem. No problem. All right, we'll activate Leia just for activating her. Why not? The main boss is almost gone. Activate Silas. And he cleared out that wave just so easily. Just insane, right? All right, so let's get rid of this boss here. Pesky little thing. There we go. Let's pick up Sithra. I'm gonna pick up Silas. gonna place down Yovar facing to the right. Yeah, we'll face him to the right, just in case she doesn't clear that out on the left side or right side up there. Pretty straightforward, guys. Pretty straightforward. I'm gonna move myself down a bit. There we go. And sometimes she takes this guy out, sometimes she doesn't. It's real tight, and this is stage 23, so you can see why there's usually an assist needed, like Yovar facing to the right. And typically you don't take the boss out quite that fast, even with power dominance off. Most people don't. But yeah, because of her exclusive bangle, she's able to stay invisible during her ultimate, and that makes a huge difference. Okay, here comes the next wave. Let's go ahead and activate him. As you can see, his range is just kind of filled out. Doesn't go out any further. The top left, and top right corners just kind of become available. And his damage is just insane, guys. I don't know. It is wild. Look at him go. Look at him go. Easy money. Now there is some heroes that can still do this. You know, you got a higher level awakening Nyx. You know, you have Kai. There's a few options for you, but consider the fact that he is a 0 and he is just crushing it like it's not really that big of a deal. So I think that stands for a lot. I really do. All right, he's already come back to his ult. So you see, kill all his enemies. He's ready to come back again. We'll start hitting that guy again, just to make sure that last guy gets taken out, which shouldn't be a problem at this point. All right. And is she gonna be able to do it? Is she gonna be able to do it? Nope, she didn't do it. Anyways, as you can see, he can do it though, with ease, and he's a 0. So if you want a really strong AoE marksman, consider the fact that he's executing as well. It's not just about the damage that he's doing, it's about that execution that he's able to do. He just clears enemies, right? Very strong unit. I'm actually really impressed with him now that I've actually gone through and tested him. And yeah, I don't know what else to say except for good luck getting him. And if you did manage to get him, props to you. You're gonna have an easier time in Gear 8-3 because of it. Now, like I said, you can do this with Nyx and you can do this with Kai, but they typically require a little bit more or higher awakening. And those are really the two that stick out to me that can get it done. Razak struggles in the higher stages. He does well up to stage 21. Fenris is just not really that good in general, but he's kind of the same situation as Razak. But yeah, Nyx higher awakenings can do it. And yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it. And Kai, if you have Kai, I don't have him on the list up here, but Kai can do it as well. Higher awakenings. Dr. Van Helsing, welcome to the game, man. It is an honor to have him. I think he's a great hero, and I think you guys should be trying to get him if you can manage to do so. But anyways, guys, that's all I have for today's video. If you found it helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you join the Discord. You want to have discussion about Van Helsing. If you have any ideas about Van Helsing, you want to see him in certain stages, that's the place to go and ask me directly. Leave a comment down in the comment section down below if you found out anything interesting about him. Or just leave a comment if you got him. I'm happy to hear that. Anyways, I've been the Prospector. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, keep digging.